Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to show you how to create your very own Adobe mod for Lara Croft in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Whether you're a seasoned modder or just getting started, this step-by-step guide will help you transform Lara's look to your liking. So let's dive in. First, we'll need the Shadow of the Tomb Raider modding tools, which you can download from Nexusmods website. I put the link in the video description. This tool allows us to export game mesh files and textures, so we can import them into Blender or Photoshop, then edit them. After downloading, extract the files and folders inside it to a new folder, like this. And open the Shadow of the Tomb Raider extractor.exe file to export the necessary mesh files and textures. If the tool doesn't automatically find the Shadow of the Tomb Raider.exe file, locate it manually like this. Inside the manager, you'll find two main folders, Pack64 and Asset. We need the Pack64 folder as everything we need is inside that. You can also use the search bar in the mod manager to find and export the DRM files of the Adobe. A list of the original Adobe names and their DRM file name is available on a website, which is this website. I put the link in the video description. These are the original Adobe names, and these are the ones you can find inside manager. After exporting, you'll have mesh file and textures inside this folder. We'll use Blender and Photoshop to edit them. Let's start with Blender. Download Blender and install the Shadow of the Tomb Raider plugin add-on, which is included in the modding tools you download. Open Blender and start a new general project. Delete the default camera and the light. Go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, Install, and select the Shadow of the Tomb Raider plugin zip file. The one is located inside Modding Tools installation directory. Install it, then look and find the add-on here, and enable it by checking this mark. Now you can import and export Shadow of the Tomb Raider mesh files. Export the DRM file of the Adobe you want to edit. After you put the file name on search bar, it will find you a torso and legs file. It means our Adobe have separate parts. For simplicity, I'll start with the torso. Select it and click Export. The exported files will be in the Modding Tool installation directory inside this folder. This folder maintains the textures, which we going to use Photoshop to edit them. And this file is the mesh file we need. We need to import this inside Blender. So open Blender and here in File, select Import. Then this option. Here, find the file I just showed you, the file we just extracted from Manager, and select it, then make sure to uncheck these options here. And when you already have a skeleton for torso and legs, you don't need another one, right? So when you want to import a third material, which also has a skeleton, use these options to not let that skeleton import with that mesh file. As you can see, our model is here. Use the navigation tools to move around the model. These are the tools you need to move around Blender. So, this is the mesh file, and these are the skeletons. You can see them with more detail on the side. To make simple changes, select the mesh and go to Edit mode. Here, you can move, scale, and rotate parts of the mesh using these tools here. To delete parts, select the vertices and press delete. These dots are the vertices. After you delete them, if you install this mod and run the game, that parts you delete will be deleted inside game as well. You can import other out-of-it parts from Shadow of the Tomb Raider and mix them together, mix them with other out-of-it parts, then export them all at once as in Shadow of the Tomb Raider model. And inside game you'll see the model changed. The out-of-it inside Blender now is inside the game. But what if you want to use a custom 3D model, an FBX file you downloaded or created? For example, I have this mesh file, and I want to add this in game so Lara can wear it as an out-of-it. For that, we have to replace the new mesh file with one of the original out-of-its from game. So first, we import an original out-of-it that belongs to Lara from Shadow of the Tomb Raider using Mod Manager. Then, inside Blender, we import that first, then import our new mesh file on top of that. From File, in Import, select the file format, doesn't matter which one, it depends on your mesh file. Then import it, just like any other mesh file you import. Okay, this is it, but it's not in the right place. We have to adjust it to fit Lara's skeleton. These are the skeleton. Resize and position using these options here. And to go pro, use Edit mode. Then select the vertices, and again use these options to edit. For example, in Edit mode, choose this option and select the vertice, one or few together. Then press G, then use your mouse scroller and scroll backward to make this halo smaller, so effect can be smaller. Then if you move it, move the mouse, these mesh will move like this. You can also use rotate and use the same method to make changes. So adjust it as you see fit. You have to focus on the skeletons. Imagine like you're wearing this outfit on this skeleton. How should you wear it? You can also use these hide options to hide the original mesh file or the mesh file you don't edit, so you have better view. And if you select the skeletons, then from here, by using this option, you can change the skeleton's type. And by turning this option, you can see them better. Okay, after a while, I'm done. This is the result. For your first attempt, you don't need to make it look good. Just scale it a bit, then move on. Now, the next step is to use automatic weights to attach the mesh file to the skeletons, so when Lara moves, it moves with it. To do that, select the new mesh by clicking on it, then hold Shift and click one of the skeletons. Then press Ctrl+P and choose Automatic Weights. Done. Now test the movement by selecting the skeleton and entering the pose mode. Now select this option and select one of the skeletons, then try to move it. If it moves with it, then you did it right. So, next step. Rename the mesh and materials so we can export them as a Shadow of the Tomb Raider model. This is our mesh file. You can have many mesh files, but doesn't matter. Pick which one you want. And this one is the original one. We need to rename it. We need to copy this original mesh file's name and paste it onto the new one. So double click on the original mesh file and press Ctrl plus C to copy. Then double click on the new mesh file and paste it by Ctrl plus V. Do this for others as well. Open the mesh file by clicking on this arrow and this time copy this. Then do the same process. Now it's time for materials. Copy the first one and paste it to all of the materials you have on the new mesh file. Don't worry, they don't replace. If you have another mesh file, just do the same process. Rename them with original mesh files, which belongs to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It doesn't matter which one. Just to rename them. After you're done, delete the original mesh, not the armature, the mesh, this one, and any other mesh file you don't need. Then export the new model using the Shadow of the Tomb Raider export option. And don't forget the most important thing. After you're done editing, click on the material, the mesh file you edit, and press Ctrl A. Then here, click on all transforms. That's so important. Now you're good to export. Finally, from File, select Export. Then Shadow of the Tomb Raider model. Locate a directory for it. Then check this mark. Make sure the options are like these. Finally export. Okay, it did export successfully. Let's install it. These are the exported mesh files. First, make a RAR file or zip file like this by selecting them all and creating an archive. Now, open Mod Manager. This file. It's for installing the mods. If it can't find the Shadow of the Tomb Raider installation directory automatically, you have to find it manually. Okay, this is it. To install it, just drag and drop the mod like this. The RAR file you just created, drag and drop it inside this. Or use these options here to locate the folder or the file. And this one is to delete the mod. If you select the mod and click on this cross, the mod will be deleted. And this one is to reinstall the mods. And if you want to disable the mod, just uncheck it. Okay, I'm done. I installed the mod. Now we run the game. And in Campfire, select that out of it you edit. Okay, as you can see, the out of it is changed. You see the shape? It's changed, but not the textures. Textures looks wrong. The colors, it's not the one we need. Well, that's because we didn't edit the texture files. Not yet. Remember this texture folder on this path? Yeah, these are the textures that belongs to that mesh file we edit inside Blender. Now we're going to edit these in Photoshop, so we can change this to this. But have to identify the texture file which is responsible for our out of it look. I mean, we have lots of texture files in this folder. Which one we need to edit to change this look that we have? Well, easiest way is to comparing them. So inside this folder, look for the texture file which is closer, which is look like just this one. I mean, it's simple to find out. Mine is this. So I just find out. It's so simple. First, ignore all these texture files. the first ones, because every mesh file has them and it's all the same. You don't need those. They are not responsible. Only the ones in down here are responsible. Find it and open it with Photoshop. But if your texture files are not visible, if you see them as a file, not a picture, well, it's because your Photoshop is not ready or you don't have any texture editor yet. So first you better get them ready. Then you come here and look for the texture you want. So let's do it. First, download Photoshop. Now, you need a plugin, a DDS plugin, so you can run these files. You can get that plugin from here. I put the link to this website in the video description, and any other tool we used. The links are in the video description. After you download Photoshop and this plugin, go to Photoshop installation directory and open this plugin folder. Then open the downloaded plugin file and put this file inside it here. Drag and drop. Okay, now you're good to go. Here, after you find the texture which is responsible for this out of it, right click on it and open it with Photoshop like this. Mine is this, so I open this. Don't drag and drop it inside Photoshop, use this way. Okay, in order to edit this texture file, you can paint it yourself. You can make a texture file by yourself by using these options. Or if your mesh file has any texture file, which mine does, we drag and drop it on top of this original texture file like this. Then scale it and adjust it so it fits. Finally, come to File and click on Save a Copy. Here, find the directory to save it. Then down here, in File Type, select this one, DDS. And in File Name, delete this copy. Let only numbers remain and this DDS. Make sure it's right. Finally, save. And on this menu, make sure the options are like mine. Then click OK. After it's done, as you can see, we have a DDS file. This time, add this one as well. Select all these imported files, the mesh files and the textures all together, and make an archive, a zip file or RAR file, like before. And then install it. Just drag and drop it inside Mod Manager. Then run the game and choose the out of it you edit. As you can see, the texture changed. Now we also have the texture we need, but as you can see, some strange shapes are in the way. These things are also textures, but different kind. They're known as normals. They are in this color. They look like this. Some are green and some purple. Every diffuse texture file has one. They look just like each other but with different colors. And some can't be visible for you, or Photoshop can't open it. In that case, use this software. Open the textures with this software, then edit them with this one. Or open them with this, then export them with it with the file format that Photoshop can run. Then edit inside Photoshop. That's what I do. So I did it. And now, if you want to remove these shapes, you can simply use the same method. If your mesh file has any normal map texture files, which mine does, just drag and drop it over this one and resize it, cover it all. Then from save a copy, just like before, as a DDS file, export this. Don't forget the name. Okay, this time add this as well and you're done. You have your mod. And if your mesh file don't have any texture file, just make it yourself. For that you can watch my other videos, which I include the link in the video description. They can help you. There are other texture files that you can use to make your mod look much better. Just edit them and see which one changes what. It's simple. And remember, key to success is to start small, then slowly try to go pro. Don't rush. Try things out one by one. And if you have any question, please ask. That's all. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.